Yo, hey guys, Ken Perryman here, and I am back again with another pretty darn cool product. And well, it's this guy right here. Let me show it to you. It is this guy, the Azdome PG17 Max. This is a screen. This is a rear view mirror that attaches to your rear view mirror and provides you a view of front and I believe as well as a rear camera, right? This is in the 4K camera plus 2.5K, right, for the rear camera. And it's really kind of a cool concept. So we're gonna go ahead and check this out. I'm trying to open the box now. It's, like I said, it's 4K facing forward. Come on. And it is also 2.5K for the rear camera setup. So, oh, wow, that's hard to get open. Check it out. Isn't that cool? So inside here, oh, that's a big camera. Or a big screen, actually. I guess it just pulls right out. I thought it was, oh, I see. Okay. It is, it's pretty well packaged in here. It's pretty cool. There we go. This thing is huge. This is a big dude right here. All right. So really cool. Starting off, there is a power button at the bottom because everything about this screen is touch screen, I'm pretty sure. This is probably some ventilation, mic, a reset button. And these are some pads that you can set up against, put it up against your mirror. You have a positionable camera back here. And it says remove before installing. So we'll just remove it now. And speaker. Yeah, pretty good sized little speaker right there. And that's nice looking right there. Oh, up here at the top, you have a USB-C. You have your AV connection, your TF card, and your GPS. You also have a GPS capability built into this. And let's see what the size of the camera is. The SD card, TF card, as they like to say. There we go. 64 gigs. And it looks like it's their own brand. Cool. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this back into position. All right. What else do we get in the box? Looks like a lot that comes in here. Get a nice little cleaning cloth so you can clean off the mirror surface and the camera after you're done putting your hands all over it and moving it around. This is nice. Nice little GPS module box right here. This is really nice. All right. Ooh, I know what these are. These are pretty cool. What they are is little bands that you can snap and tighten around the mirror housing, because this is going to fit around your mirror. Yeah. And these guys will flex and they'll grab around your mirror, and you'll just use these to hook onto this hook. As you can see right there, right? These are little hooks. You just hook it on and flap it around your mirror and hook it onto your mirror. So you get those guys right there. This is your rear-facing camera. Okay. Looks like you get some screws. There's an extra screw here. I bet you it goes right. Yes, it does. It goes right there. It should screw right into that side here. It just looks like it just walked out. We'll just go ahead and make sure that you're into position there real quick and lock you in. I think just the vibrations of it riding in a truck overseas, well, overseas, maybe a boat and then a truck, however, yeah, there you go. You'll pull that off and connect it and lock it into its position. Now they have another set of, there's like a pad here with another set of screws. So either they have an additional, no, they don't. Okay, so it's just another set of screws just in case you need them. I'll tell you that they do have the shorter version of these here. And sometimes you may only need the shorter versions to wrap around your mirror. Continuing on, they have nice little, okay, yeah, they got these nice little connectors here. These will lock and hold the cables into position if you can't quite get it around certain areas of your trim. And then they have a trim pry tool, spacing tool. They have a, wow, one hunkin' heck of a manual in here. And yeah, okay, it's multiple languages. That's really nice. All right, really big setup here. That's pretty good size manual. I mean, it even says English 29, 30, 31. 36 37, maybe? 38? 37. 37, 38, 39. English 38, and then it goes to DE, which would be, yeah, German. Okay, dry, wet, cool. That is basically everything in the box. Let's go put this in the car. This is pretty straightforward. The biggest thing that it's going to do is it's going to take a bit of time is routing these cables through your headliner, whatever. Just follow the directions. You follow the videos. I'm sure they offer any type of video on how to connect. And we'll go ahead and show you how this is, pretty much done. We'll set this up and show you from front to rear how everything is kind of knocked out. All right, guys? We'll see you here in a bit. Yo! All right, guys. So check this out. I love having to install stuff in the Jeep. So it's really not that bad. But what you have to understand is you have to go up underneath your headliner here, like I've done here before with these. Oh, I see what's going on there. Okay. And then probably need to correct a few other items, but for the most part, I've got it running all the way through underneath so that you can't see it. And then I've got it pulled tight for the most part through here, and I've got all my plugs. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna double check the size that I probably need for our cables, or for our attachment. So I'm gonna put these in here. I think I'm only going to need these small guys. Just gotta get it to snap in. All right, and then most importantly, don't finger up your camera. And then let's plug in everything. GPS, yes, the rear camera, and then of course, finally this guy. Now I need to make sure my camera is fully positioned on the outside of this position here. Okay, that's strapped on. It's a little awkward, but we'll get it, guys. We'll get it. All right, you know what? I don't really need to worry about how it's positioned there. It's not like that's gonna change anything. Cool. All right. So now we are set, and I of course touched my lens again. So let's clean it off. Probably gonna need to adjust it once we start it up. Let's do the honors, and there it is. I think what I'll do is I'll kind of associate it to what I'm used to now. Yeah, I can see through there. Let's go ahead and look at that. Now I do have my windows down so you can hear the Jeep humming. Let's go ahead and set it up with English. GMT, I think it's 4 now. Is it -4? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna double check. I think it's -4. Okay, yeah, GMT -4 Eastern time. Cool. So today is, wow, it's got the date. The time is wrong, so the time is going to be 10. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. Oh, you can do that. So that's centrally located. Oh, that's pretty darn cool. I actually probably could move this camera out just a smidge. I just moved it out. That is perfect. Okay, so if this works the way I think it's gonna work, right? Well, that's not where that phone's supposed to be. Let me do something here real quick, guys. Oh, wait. How about we do that? Cool. Oh, I put it on the back, but I've dropped my gate. So let me fix that while I grab my phone that I dropped between my seats. Okay, I'm back. Look at that. All right. So again, also, oh, can do the brightness. Cool. All right. Looks like we've got everything set up. I can do back to home, record. Well, look at that, 1045, all that, general settings, the system settings, smart driving. Oh, really? Blind spot, is that blind spot detection? Note, higher sensitivity makes it easier to trigger the alarm. An alarm will sound when the driving speed is below the set speed. Okay, that's interesting. You have settings, so alarm sensitivity, alarm prompt tone, higher forward collision warning, medium, lane departure warning, pedestrian, front vehicle start warning. Oh, so if somebody is driving away, it'll let you, my gosh, close distance warning. I don't know how much I'm going to test of all those because, I don't want to try and get up on someone and see what happens, because all this is going to do is warn you. It's not going to do any activities of stopping you or whatever. General settings, because I'm sure it's set to, all right, so the front camera is at 2.5K, so what I'm going to do is 4K 1080p. 1 minute, 50 hertz, no, 60 hertz. G-sensor, time-lapse, audio, time-lapse recording. That's cool. All right, so we're still exploring. Smart driving file explorer, general settings, 4K, 1 minute, 60 hertz, sensor, time-lapse recording, audio, date, speed stamp, that's fine. Rear camera display, okay. So we got a handful of nice little specs on there. System settings, that's probably what we need to do. There we go. Volume setting, key tone, screensaver close, speed unit, there it is. I need it to MPUZ. Wi-Fi band, okay. Date and time display, card formatting. So let's go ahead and format the card. All right, because you should always do that. Cancel. Not bad. All right, let's go back to the oh, yeah. So that's my rear view mirror, guys. That thing's huge. Now I will tell you, there's like a little line right here, and what you may or may not seen if I had left it in the edit or not, but I have this attached to the inside of my Jeep, so I can keep it out of the weather. Not to say that it can't handle the weather. It's designed for being out in the weather, but I like the fact that it's inside my Jeep because I already have one outside my Jeep that's going to be on this display when I back up. That's why I don't need this as a backup. I need this as a rear view mirror because of the fact that I have so much stuff in the back of my Jeep, especially when I'm going camping, that I cannot see out from a regular mirror looking back and seeing anything. So in short, I like the fact that the camera's inside the Jeep, away from the weather, so I won't get water spots on it. I won't get dirty for the most part and stuff like that. And I can see out clearly outside my Jeep. It's a beautiful wide picture. And I got someone leaving, so I might see them. I don't know. You might see them in the corner here. Oh, check that out. And now you can see my tire now that it's squashed a little bit in the picture. You can see the front end here. You can also see the box up here. Yeah, so you can see them, our neighbors. That is pretty darn wide. You can see a little bit of red on my tire as I step on the brake. But this is what the full picture looks like. You can see all the way in. This might be just a smidge high, but I don't really need it to be, because I'm going to have a camera sitting up here. Let's test that actually. So while I'm driving, if I'm out and about, I'm going to have a couple cameras out here, guys. And the Action 5 is going to be pointing out that way. And this guy is going to be pointing this way. There we go. Okay. So you can see in this camera view, there we go. Oh, okay. I'm liking that. I've got that just, so if you look, you see my finger. This is just above the camera, just over the nose of the hood. So this can see just fine out in front of me. It's not being blocked by this. But when you actually record this, this is not what you're going to see. You're going to see the full view, which is going to be basically this. Now this is also kind of scrunched in a little bit, but it'll be a little bit wider, but it'll be, I think, if I remember correctly, it's going to be a normal 16:9, which this is not, because of the angles. But what you will see is you still will see the full view of the front of the truck. You'll see all the way out here, all the way out here. See, now you can see my other cameras right there. Also in the back, you see more of the tire. You also see more of up and below. I don't need to look down any further. So these are all positioned exactly as I would like them. And I think that is phenomenal. I'm impressed. I will tell you this, that it's relatively straightforward in installing. I installed both the GPS, runs around to the front of my truck, which I'm pointing to a place that you can't see. Well, actually, let me move it over there so you can see it, right? So over there, above the speaker housing, I have a black GPS. The black's not quite exactly color matching my Jeep, but on first look, you'll never notice it. You'll think it's part of the car. And I'll run it from this mirror up and over and down and then over. Same thing as I ran the rest of the cables all the way back through the side of my Jeep and all the way to the back of my Jeep. And then I installed it in the back, like I said, the rear of my Jeep. The power, I ran around the outside again, and it's come up down through here through a plug-in, where I have another plug-in running my charger for my phone, which I can put there instead of dropping on the ground. Let me bring that down for you, see if you can see that. Right down here is the plug. This is the plug that goes to my charger right here for my phone. but then the wire runs down underneath through the cockpit and underneath. This is the most you'll see of the cable that runs down into this little, near this tray, and then it's tucked under so no one can see it anywhere else. And it is a whole lot cleaner than what it was before. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the wires sticking around, and maybe eventually I'll try to plug it in and wire it in someplace where I can get some better voltage and do some little more electrical work. But as it stands right now, it is probably going to be this way. And I love this with the idea that I can now use this as my rear view mirror. I don't need to worry about what's behind me that's packed in the Jeep. I still have my side mirrors, but I can also use this as my rear view mirror to see, you know, if somebody's coming up on me or whatever. And then of course also with that, I also have my front camera still monitoring any silliness that's going on up front. And I would say that that's pretty well centered. I don't know how much I need to see over there as opposed to over there. Oh, that's as far as it goes out. So there you go. I'm gonna say that's probably, and let's go ahead back to, yeah, that's pretty centered. And then what's cool, whoop, no. Just get it just above there, just enough to see the hood, see everything else is going on. That is really nice. Okay, so let's try this again because, okay, I think you gotta stay away from the center. So let me see if I can, oh, I can. Oh, that's cool. I can do the same thing for the rear. I can move it up and down as I see fit. What I would like to do is I'm gonna put this just at that line. I think that'll work for me, right? So what if somebody's coming down a hill? Do I need to be a little bit higher? I just need to see if somebody's gonna get it right up on my backside, right? So I tell you what I really need to do is I just need to take this out for a run. All that though, wow, I'm super impressed. I like how big this thing is. It's huge. I will say that there is one caveat, okay? Not for my passengers, but for me. And that is that it does get in the way of my visor. Now, all I have to do is just pull this out, right? Drop it down if I want to. You know, I could bring it over here, leave it like this, or more importantly, I could just move my mirror as I touch my lens again, but I could move my mirror out of the way, push this in, drop it down as I need it, put it back up, put this back into position. Because I really only need this for my rear view mirror, but I would like to make sure that I can see, yeah, see, that's very nice. Yeah, guys, that was pretty cool, wasn't it? So pretty simple, relatively simple, a little bit of work of trying to route it through and all that kind of stuff. While we didn't cover a lot of the routing side of the house, at least you know that it was routed from front to rear, and it was pretty cool to have the camera sitting in the back, shooting through the window. And that's why you see a couple little lines in there that it shoots through the window as opposed to down outside where it can get covered in weather and debris and dirt, stuff like that. The one thing that's nice about it is it's always there, it's inside the car, and it can see out the back window just fine. And I think it works really good. So love how this camera is going to work and everything. So guys, I hope this was helpful for you. Good. So with that, guys, I do appreciate your time. Hope this was helpful for you. And with that, I hope this was helpful for you. I do appreciate your time, and I'm out.